So we're going to look at the button assembly on the right side, and we have an up, down, left, right, and a menu set button in the center, and that's surrounded by a ring here. The ring's a little bit small. I really liked the ring on my 5D. It was really nice. It was pretty big, easy to turn, but you got to give up something when you are downsizing your cameras. And it does work. Works just fine. I can get through there, and I can scroll around. Just above that set is a thumb dial. Thumb dial has a few different features. If you're in playback mode, we can go from one photo to the next. If you are in manual focusing mode, let's get into manual focusing mode here. Okay, so I will click the autofocus manual focus at the bottom. Click down to manual focus, set, and I'll start turning the knob. I don't know if you can hear that, but the lens, of course, it's not manually rotating a focus ring, it's electronically adjusting it. And you can use this, and there's a gauge towards the bottom to help you figure out your distance. And I find the autofocus or manual focus assist square to be pretty good for achieving manual focus, although I do prefer still to use the autofocus. It's a very accurate system. Okay, up top we have the EV button to expose in 1/3 stop increments up to +3 and down to -3. On the right side is the flash control. Again, if you want to use flash with the X1, you're going to need to physically pop it up. And once you do, you have a few different options here for flash use. At the bottom is where we just were. You have 3 different focusing modes here. Autofocus, macro. I leave it on autofocus macro because I tend to shoot pretty close quite a bit. And one drawback I would say of this camera already is that the lens, the minimum focusing distance is 30 centimeters. And I would love to see it a little bit closer, but it wasn't a deal breaker for me. Either way, I do leave it in autofocus macro, because it does help achieve focus at closer distances much quicker. And self-timers on the right side. And self-timers up here also. Alright, let's get into the menu. So let me start at the top. The default place where you come into the menu system is with resolution. It's 12.2 megapixels and down to 7.3 and then 1.8 megapixels as the lowest resolution that you can capture. The compression settings you have 4 choices, and the most obvious missing choice here is RAW only. So no matter what you're going to shoot, you're going to capture a JPEG image. It would seem like it's a pretty easy firmware fix, although I am no software engineer. Maybe it's more complicated, but I certainly think a DNG only selection would be very helpful. Okay, auto ISO settings. Here you can set the parameters for your auto ISO. Metering modes, you have your 3 typical metering modes there. Shooting speeds, high and low. Auto-focused assist lamp. There is a small assist lamp just here, just to the upper right side of the lens, and it's pretty powerful. Of course, it's nice to be able to disable that in case your conditions change and you don't want to shine a spotlight on your subjects. So you can turn it off if you like. Manual focus assist, that's the screen that we were looking at earlier that pops up when you are moving this right thumb dial. And I can't see why I'd want to turn it off, so I just leave it on for whenever I am in manual focusing modes.